Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Beyond the Bites, a show that decodes the trending issues of the region. Well, football may be the favorite game of the Northeast, but cricket has never been far behind. Right since the British times till date, cricket has been a favorite pastime of millions across the region. However, it is a different thing that the game could not gain the desired momentum like football did for the Northeast due to various reasons. What are those reasons, and is the cricket scenario in Northeast improving now with time, especially after Assam now, the NADP states including Meghalaya, Manipur, Sikkim also getting to play the Ranji Trophy? Will this be a game changer for the future of cricket in the region? Well, to know this and much more, I have with us today former cricketers and of course journalists also. I have with me Mr. Zakaria Zafri, a former prolific wicketkeeper batsman from Assam and now the head coach of the Assam Ranji team. A very warm welcome, Mr. Zafri, to Beyond the Bites. I also have with me Mr. Souvik Das, again a former Assam Ranji player, a prolific batsman and now a BCCI NCA B-level coach. Welcome, Souvik, to Beyond the Bites. And to my left is Kausaf Barua, a sports journalist, a cricketer himself and now writing all about the game. Welcome, Kausaf, to Beyond the Bites. And from Shillong, I am being joined by Mr. Naba Bhattacharjee, the Honorary Secretary of the Meghalaya Cricket Association, the man who has been responsible, the key figure behind the new area development program states getting to participate in the Ranji Trophy. Welcome, Mr. Bhattacharjee. A very warm welcome to this episode of Beyond the Bites. To start with, I'll come straight to you, Mr. Zafri. How do you see the current cricket scenario in the Northeast, Assam in particular?
If I start from Assam, we started a little early this year. After some disappointing performance last year over all the senior and junior teams, we started a little early this year, and boys are shaping well, actually, to be honest. And this year with some initiative, I think I can say a great initiative from the Assam Cricket Association. Exposure tour has been going to be conducted from the 22nd of August. For the first time in the history of Assam cricket, we are going to Sri Lanka.
Okay.
That is a very highlighting point, I think. And it will boost the confidence level of the players from under 19, under 23 and even the seniors players. And regarding the Northeast, I will say that the baby is going to be born in a coming month, and it will be a tough time because for last few years, Northeast states was playing with combined force, or as a and A associates teams, and now this year they are going to play individually. That will be a little bit tough challenge, but again it's a new horizon.
It's an opportunity. It's a big opportunity.
Exactly.
Nevertheless. Okay. Coming to you, Souvik, how do you see, have the times changed since the time you played? That was not long back ago, I guess, till 2007. Yeah. You played your first class cricket Ranji Trophy. Do you think things? Do you see things changing now for the better, or from the Assam perspective, or it's kind of similar?
As far as I'm concerned, I don't see anything going really good. If you compare when I used to play cricket, there was like so many clubs and coaching centers. You know, they were all good coaching centers and even clubs. And if you see right now, the clubs are all dying. They are in the dying position. Even the coaching centers, you know, they are really like, there is no hope there, in fact. Only 1 or 2 coaching centers. Guwahati is expanding in length and breadth. But if you compare to the, you know, number of coaching centers we have only, say, 1 or 2 coaching centers where we, you know, send our kids for, you know, grooming. But now if you just see the scenario, you know, it's like there's hardly any cricket in Guwahati compared to, like, if you compare with other districts. I've been to other districts also. There are academies, but even the academies are not, you know, up to the mark. So what I used to play at that point of time, and if you compare cricket now, the centers are like in a decline position.
Kausaf, can you add to that?
Yeah, I would totally agree with whatever Souvik Das said at this, you know, point of time. Like, there aren't too many grounds in Guwahati at this point of time. If you just look, whichever grounds we had, they're completely in an unplayable situation. If a player goes on to play out there in those fields, he is likely to get injured. Forget about producing players. That's the first thing. The second thing, I believe the coaching centers, they are in a state where, practice goes on for around 6 months. And due to the climatic conditions out here in the Northeast, it's really very impossible to practice throughout the year. And if you compare Assam status with the rest of India, I believe we are far behind compared to whatever the other cricketing hubs are at this point of time. You go towards the west, you go towards the south or the north. The climate suits it completely.
So are you trying to say lack of facilities is a big concern, Mr. Zafri? Big concern indeed. Where do we stand when it comes to the state of facilities in the state of Assam? Let's not go into other northeastern states as of now, because there the game is at a very nascent stage till date.
See, Sovik was right. Some point, I agree with some point of Sovik, but still, I think still there is hope. There is hope because there are some centers, but the problem here is the ground. The problem here is the ground.
Open spaces.
Open spaces and ground. If you just see the Nehru Stadium. Nehru Stadium was we played Ranji Trophy. There was international matches were held, but after the SAF games, cricket was abolished from there. That is also one of the main reasons. So we have to promote the game, and for that I think we need more and more grounds. And this year ACA has taken some bold steps and taken wanted to take few grounds in Guwahati. So they are taking some steps.
So it's over 70 years or more, since we've been playing cricket here, and still the condition of things are such. Isn't that alarming? I mean, are we really serious about some representation in the national team someday? Of course, we have had potential, we have had talented players, there is no doubt about that, and even now we have some talented players who are making a mark at the national level, but not making the big cut that should have been done by now. It's a long time. So are enough steps not been taken? As an insider, yeah. What did you say, Shovik?
Yeah, like if you say you have got talent, yeah, that's right, you have got talent, but you have to see what does those players do in the off season. After the season is over, they go to their respective districts and you don't know what they do there. The centers, the academies over there are really in sorry state. They don't have good coaches, good support staff. They don't have good trainers. You don't see what the cricketers are, what kind of diet they're having. So there is no one to look after them, to be very honest. So that gap, 5-6 months, what they do, no one takes care of them. So you need to. There is no one or two pinpoint points, for what reason we are not having cricketers, like world-class cricketers. There are many reasons behind it. So one of the point is this, that when the players go to their respective districts after the season is over, no one takes care of them. And in the districts, in the remote districts, they don't have good facilities, they don't have infrastructure.
So, Kausaf, are we totally lacking a professional approach to the game?
Yeah, obviously, I do feel we are.
If so, it's alarming.
Yeah, it is, and it is not new. It's been the same old story, and there is no dearth of potential as far as the cricket in Assam is concerned. But as you can see, the inconsistency, which has cost us time and again. One season you pick up 54 wickets, the next season you come up with 16 scalps. That's not going to be enough to be in the Indian team. You need to set your standards.
So Mr. Zafri, of course, there's a concern. There's a concern that there's not enough professional drive in the state so as to produce national, international players. How does the ACA approach this, tackle this, resolve this?
ACA has taken a lot of steps, to be honest, to be frank. But again, if what Sovik has said, there are a lot of points goes to the what you call the cricketers too. Why they go back to their districts? They should go out. I feel they should go out. In our time, that time also we don't have that much facilities. So I personally went to Mumbai. for 3-4 months to play there. So and now that time we don't get this as much as professional fees now they have. That time we spent from our own pocket. Now one guy who is playing Ranji Trophy will be getting almost 20 lakhs of rupees. So they can easily spend 5 lakhs rupees for themselves, for their diet, for their own practice. Definitely they can do that. Why they are only concerning about that their mother association will do? Why they don't go out?
Will the ACA facilitate that, not in terms of the finances, but in terms of guiding the players how to go about it?
Of course they.
Has that been happening?
Yeah, happening. That's why this time they have proposed a team to Sri Lanka. Every year one team goes to Karnataka or sometimes to Chennai, sometimes to Hyderabad. But that doesn't mean you play 4-5 matches. You should be in that scenario for at least to play almost 40 matches in a year. Sorry. So that's the point.
So the onus, Zakaria Zafri, the head coach of Assam Ranji team, says the onus also lies with the players to how best utilize the off-season. Well, now we'll try and cut across to Shillong, where we are being joined by Mr. Nabha Bhattacharjee, the Honorary Secretary of the Meghalaya Cricket Association. Yes, Mr. Nabha Bhattacharjee.
Hello.
Yeah. Welcome again, Mr. Bhattacharjee, to the show. Well, first of all, I would like to congratulate you and your efforts. The new area development program states are for the first time participating in the Ranji Trophy, and a lot of credit for that goes to you, I'm sure. How does it feel? How does it feel, Mr. Bhattacharjee, after years of struggle? Finally, it's like a dream come true.
It's like scaling the different peaks of the Everest and now being on the top and unfurling the national flag, because it has been a big struggle, not only for me, but for my other 6 members, Arunachal, Sikkim, Nagaland, Mizoram, Manipur and Meghalaya. It feels good, but this is just the beginning. A big challenge lies ahead, and we are up to the task. Although we have about 40 to 50 years of catching to do. Meghalaya in this respect, as you know, Nabarun is slightly, because cricket in the northeast started frankly from Meghalaya.
Absolutely, the garrison grounds.
Yeah, garrison ground, and the first Ranji Trophy in the northeast was not held in Guwahati or anywhere, it was in Shillong. 47 between Assam and the UP cricket body in 47, 48. So we have a legacy, but our grounds have been taken over. You know, when we used to play, Polo grounds used to be a huge ground, good drainage, nice pavilion. Now football has taken over. Somehow we could extricate some of the ground, some portion, and we built it up. I myself, when I came back from my professional stint in the Forest Service in 2005, we saw what was the condition, and I took it as a challenge. It was a passion. I used to wait outside the BCCI office. The Darwans used to chase me away. And
well, that was worth it. That was worth it, isn't it? Now
yeah,
you can say that was worth it. All worth it.
Yeah, yeah. And subsequently, you have to fight. The entire permanent members, all were against us, that they don't know what is a bat, what is a ball, why you give them full membership. But thanks to Mr. Lodha, I had 2 rounds of meetings. The only individual to have 2 rounds of meetings with Lodha. I apprised him on behalf of all our 6 states that Justice, Your Honorable, this is the condition. Unless you give us the infrastructure, unless you give us an opportunity. When Mr. Dalmia took in Bangladesh, people laughed at him. But he said, no, they will do well. And we all know now what is Bangladesh doing in international cricket. But so the opportunity has to be given. And we are thankful
Mr. Bhattacharjee.
Yeah.
What do you think is the immediate challenge for the NADP states right now?
You see, the challenges are not common. Like Meghalaya may be little ahead, but again we have challenges of ground. But we could develop last 3 to 4 years another ground at Tura. The Shillong ground is very good. We have got about 7 turf wickets. We are taking some grounds from different schools. We have a good strength, although cricket is still not the first. It's the second or the third. Football is primary. Manipur is doing well because being the convener of the NECDC, we have a confederation.
Okay, we have some audio problems there. We'll get back to Mr. Bhattacharjee there. Well, Zakaria Zafri, great news, isn't it? I mean, more of Northeast gets involved into cricket. It also augurs well for the state of Assam, doesn't it? Players looking for bigger opportunities will try to knock the doors of the state, and that, of course, in turn puts pressure on the existing players to keep performing and doing better. So overall, it's great news for not only the NADP states, but also Assam.
Yeah, of course, definitely. It's a great news, but we have to strengthen our bench strength, and that is what I think it is. That is why I think it's a great news for all the states. Basically, if you say what can I say basically about the bench strength of all the states, but this time I think BCCI should have allowed them 5 professional players rather than 3 professional players in Ranji Trophy. Because they are very new to this situation, and very new, actually, to be honest, very new.
Absolutely, absolutely. Exposing. Do you think it's right to expose?
I do agree with Jakarta. You know, like the BCCI should have, you know, at least agreed to 5, you know, professional players, and it's a good opportunity for Assam players also. You know, if they do good, you know, they'll get, you know, at least if they don't get into this Assam side, they have always a chance to be in, you know, other states. You know, I've heard that, you know, the Nagaland Association has, you know, brought 3 professional players from Karnataka. Then why not from Assam? They can go for it if, you know, our players perform well. So it's opportunity for us. It's a win-win situation for us.
It's a both way opportunity.
Yeah.
Kausav, how easy or difficult it would be for cricket to make strides in states like Meghalaya, where football has taken over long? And it's not that cricket was never popular in Meghalaya. It used to be, but the game took a beating in the last decade and a half. How to make over for that? Because the challenges that Meghalaya cricket faces today is to get, you know, 16 players to make a squad. I mean, the challenges are as basic as that. So getting to play the Ranji is fine, but how do you justify that beyond?
It's a privilege for anyone to play in the Ranji Trophy, but at the same time, you need to see whether, you know, you have the right kind of infrastructure in place. You will be facing some of the big guns, some of the big players, big names. So obviously there are various aspects, you know, surrounding, and cricket being a technical game, it has got a lot of aspects, you know, which surrounds the game. So if you look, infrastructure is one thing, then the climatic conditions. Climatic conditions in the northeastern states aren't perfect for cricket. That is something which needs to be looked upon. And yeah, they're completely new at this point of time. And yeah, exposure trips are required in future if they have to sustain at that highest level.
I want to cut down about that that itinerary this year. At least I think all the teams, because of the expansion of the states, I think all the teams will be going to play at least 20 to 22 matches, including Ranji Trophy, one day and T20. So you need lot of bench strength. That's why I am saying that you need to have at least 5 professionals for a couple of years, because if one gets hurt, injury will be there. In this such a long season, injury will be there. So you need to have someone to back him up. Otherwise, it's just a go and play the game.
So 5 professional players is what the NADP teams did require, is what Assam Ranji head coach Zakaria Zafri feels. We'll get the reaction of Neva Bhattacharjee on this, but after a short break. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond the Bites. We're discussing cricket in Northeast. What is the future? what is the status of the game right now? Well, we'll go back to Shillong right now, where we have Nava Bhattacharjee, the Honorary Secretary of the Meghalaya Cricket Association. Mr. Bhattacharjee, Zakaria Zafri, the head coach of Assam Ranji team, feels the NADP state should have been allowed to have at least 5 professional players this season, basically because we need a strong bench strength, considering the itinerary, considering the long season, and for these new teams, probably 3 professional players are not just enough. What are your views, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree. I think that is a good option. And since I'm the coordinating member of the BCCI's NADP committee, and also the convener of the Northeast ZCA, so definitely this I will take up, because next week I'll be meeting the CEO, Mr. Rahul Johri. This is a good suggestion. But again, Nabarun, you're aware, there are certain issues where outstation players are not being entertained or not being liked by the different groups here. So this is one problem which also is there, but we hope to tide over that.
But can we run the risk of exposing a fresh bunch of players in this manner? I mean, don't we need some hand-holding? Of course, there's the first debut season. Some hand-holding is required, and it only helps the existing players.
Definitely, because grooming, mentoring,
absolutely,
and
mentoring,
being in the mentoring is very important, and being in the dressing room itself, the approach, the mentality, because now we are playing in the big league. That's why I told you I did the fight for 5-6 years, but now the battle is just the war. The battle lies ahead, and the youngsters has to raise their hands and come forward. And of course, as I told you, we need about 30-35 years of catching up to do. Overnight, even other states who are permanent members, nothing happened overnight to them, because in one of the meeting I said to some of the associations from the mainland, from the west, from the north, and from the south, who were opposing us, even from the east, that things did not happen to you overnight. After 40 years or 45 years, you are reclining back, you have got 5 stadiums, 25 grounds, so you can now sit back and sit in judgment. But when you started in 47, 48, your situation also was the same. So for us, 2080 is like 1948.
Absolutely.
So, you
absolutely, absolutely. Zakaria Zafri, professionalism needs to be passed, right? I mean, there's a lot to learn from senior players, from players from probably outside the state. Can Assam also draw a leaf out of that in some way? I'm just asking, curious, just asking you.
Assam for last 25 years, I think they were with 3 professionals.
Absolutely.
But nothing good happened. We have the for last 2 years we are without professionals, and we are in a state that we can go without professionals now. We can go without professionals.
Would you agree with that, Shovik? And I'll come back to Kausaf.
I defer to agree. Yeah, I defer to agree with the suggestion what Zakaria has said right now.
And why so? Yeah,
it's because you have seen last 2 years the performance of Ranji Trophy team. It is like nowhere. Matches are getting over in 3 days, 3.5 days. We are not competing. We have got 0 points last year. 0 points? No, 1.
Okay.
2 points.
2 points. Whatever.
2
yeah.
points.
2 points.
But
the thing is that we could afford that only when we had a good bench strength. We don't have bench strength right now. Tell me. There are players who have been playing Ranji Trophy for last 12 years, and see the performance. They are all average. There are no one to replace them.
Zakaria Zafri, I'm sure you have a lot to say on this. You are free to barge in.
Shovik, I don't agree with you, because last year we were without professionals, but last year we were with 3 professionals and we came last in a group.
And what about 2014-15?
Are we getting the wrong professionals? No. Are we getting the wrong professionals?
That is
one more thing is that.
So, are we going with the professionals? How long? We have to take the burden, and someone has to take the burden. So that is the thing, and we have to motivate our players. We have to get that players good. do the job, our local players. And secondly, last year it happened because the players who are playing for the last 10 years, they were under the professionals for last from the beginning beginning of their career. So they never played with the leading role. They are always a supporting role. So last year suddenly they got the leading role. So definitely it will change, and it will change
But
soon.
is it difficult to rope in a professional and let a local player do the leading job? I mean, is it really difficult technically for the association? I mean, have you faced such challenges where the professional player puts his foot down that no, if you call me, I'll be in charge? Has it happened?
No, it
And
never happened like that.
If not with the professionals, why can't local players be given the charge to take the lead?
No, it
Under
doesn't
the
happen
guidance,
like
of
that.
course.
But see, if you bring three players from outside, three from our local players gets what you call doesn't get the chance to play. So so what is the point?
Would you look at it this way, or should you look at it that local players, you know, maybe 3 local players have to perform that much better to get in the team? Then that could be another way of looking at it. Kausav.
I agree up to an extent with whatever Jakariada said right now. Actually, just for the sake of getting a marquee player isn't enough. You need someone who can carry the team forward.
Absolutely, no denying that.
And as far as the local players are concerned, obviously they need to get the chance. But you bring in a player who has passed his prime, so that is not. I don't agree with that. Like, you rope in a player who has passed his prime, and he has been roped in order to carry the team forward. This is not going to have a good impact at all.
See, well, last 25 years, we spent almost 25 to 30 CR with professionals. If we had spent those CR in infrastructure development, this scenario would have been different today.
Well, yes, but again it boils down to the same point. Why is it taking so long for Assam to have a player who could represent India at the international level? Again, there are so many aspects to it, as we have just discussed. But it's been a long time, right? Assam is not a new team in the national circuit. So why this static?
See, there are a lot of, there's not one reason or there's one thing. There's a lot of reasons behind it. First, the players are the main concern. Second, the infrastructure. Third, I will blame even to the media also. You go to the neighboring state, West Bengal, in Calcutta. How they highlight the players? You just see that. If one of the Bengal player get 100, how they get highlighted? But here, this highlight is only in Assam only. That this news doesn't go outside Assam. A guy who is playing for Delhi, a local club playing for Delhi, he got 100. The whole North India gets that guy that highlighting that 100. But here, it's only in Assam.
Respond to that, Kausav. Respond to that. After all, you have to make some noise, probably I'm saying probably, to be heard in the media. Probably an upset, probably a win over Mumbai, and Assam gets all the attention for once. And probably the hundreds will get spaces in the national dailies and channels. What do you say, as a journo? Quickly.
Well, it's not new. Assam has created history by reaching the Vijay Hazare final, and it was being highlighted by almost all the national dailies and all the national channels. After that, we managed to reach the semi-finals the year in Ranji Trophy in 2015-16. Yeah. So we are not new to creating upsets, and we are doing our part in order to push the team forward, whatever we can do. But at the end of the day, it is, as I've said, consistency level needs to be there. Consistency, which is like, you smash 100 today, for the next 3-4 innings, you're just in single figures. You need to, keep on performing. If you need to, just make a mark in the national scene. It is not about, giving them the hype.
Consistency is the key. We'll go back to Shillong at this moment, Mr. Bhattacharjee. Getting to play the Ranji Trophy is one thing. What steps is the Meghalaya Cricket Association taking at this moment to bring more players to polo, not to the football ground, but on their way in between to the cricket ground? What do you do them to make them halt at the cricket ground instead of proceeding to the football ground, which is the last ground? of the lot there?
As you are aware, Nabarun, we have the local Shillong League, and till 2009, Shillong Cricket Association was very much a part of Assam Cricket Association. So we have a legacy, and we have the Shillong League, the first division, the second division, the third division, the super division. So we see it's not, we have players. As you have seen, you also play cricket. So at present, we have just finished last week the endurance and the fitness test. We got some trainers from the BCCI trainers from Jharkhand and Assam. And you will be happy to know that Mr. Pradeep Barogwai and me, we share a very close relationship, because when he joined the Assam Cricket Association, he was very new. So it was like a hand. Although they were permanent members, we were associate members. So we have different.
But Mr. Bhattacharjee, sorry to stop you there. The Shillong League, the Super Division, the First Division, you know, all of them probably had lost their charm a long time back. Are any steps been taken to revive these tournaments? Probably they are not prized tournaments anymore, not coveted anymore. You know what? And it's a must. It's a must to revive these tournaments, to infuse fresh life into them if Meghalaya cherishes to you know, do something in the field of cricket.
Exactly, I was coming to that, because for last 3 years, all the NADP states are playing individually in the under 16 and under 19 and under 23 category. So it's not a combined team. And that's why we have our under 16, 19 inter-district tournaments. Not only in Shillong, we are moving to the rural areas too. And we want our own local players to come up. You see, unless our own local players come up, we cannot build a team. And I don't mind losing. I don't mind getting players from outside. But by losing only, we learn. But at the same time, you'll be happy to know, today our selection is going on at Barsapara for 2 days. From 70 players, we will cut down to about 40, 45. So efforts are on. I don't know about the other NADP states. I'll be visiting them as the convener. And we have also not decided regarding the outstation players. See, if we take professional players, we want the best available. I'm not saying who are playing. So naturally, the best available in the country is you go to the west or to the north or to the south. So I think most of my colleagues are doing that. And I don't know, even Bengal, we don't see very good players, to be very frank. So we are also moving in that direction, particularly for our Ranji. And we will try to get good coaches. We have given recommendation for some good coaches. So we want coaches, players, support staff from states which are performing. I think that will help better for our teams of all age categories to start believing in themselves. The journey is arduous. The journey ahead is tough.
Yes, which is all good. But then again, isn't winning also important? Of course, not now, not immediately. These are very early days. But then, do you think the Meghalaya Cricket Association can afford to go ahead with the approach of local players only? You know, probably we don't want to get caught into a situation where it's 40 years since we are playing and we have not produced a player at the national level. I mean, that would be discouraging to the next generation of players who would not want to take cricket then, because they wouldn't see a future in that and probably opt for football.
No, that's why I want a local player. I would prefer a local player to represent the nation rather than someone coming from Delhi or Calcutta or Karnataka coming and playing in Meghalaya and getting selected. I'm very clear on this, and I think all the other 6 states of ours are very clear. Of course, at this stage, we need professional players, like Mr. Zakaria said. Even 5 would have been better. But as I still insist that winning is important, but not at the cost of sacrificing or even grooming the local talent.
Okay. So local is the way to go as far as Meghalaya is concerned. We'll take a very short break on this note. Don't go anywhere. Lots more coming on the other side. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond the Bias. We're discussing cricket in the Northeast. I'll come back to you, Zakaria Zafri, once again. We have had a discussion till now about what are the infrastructural challenges that even a city like Guwahati faces as far as cricket is concerned. What steps is the ACA taking to address that? What is possible? What is practical? What are the limitations?
See, I have told you earlier, ACA under the supervision of this Honorary Secretary Pradeep Buragahai, they have tried to take two, three grounds in Guwahati, one in Mirza, one in Guwahati University. That is a good sign. And apart from that, 100 bighas of land has been given for the National Cricket Academy in Dikhom, in Dibrugarh district. So that is also a very good sign. And and NCA will be for the Northeast, all the Northeast state. And I think these are the good sign for the Northeast cricket.
Shravik, do you see the BCCI taking Northeast cricket really seriously, or it's just, okay, let's go ahead with, let's see, but not on a war footing, you know? Do you see things going on a war footing as far as development of cricket in Northeast is concerned?
See, BCCI has invested a hell lot for, Assam, and even they have started now for the Northeast. So we just can't blame BCCI. So the thing is that we need to, improve ourselves. We need to improve our grassroots cricket. See, if we want to send our kids, where we are going to send him? We have to send him to the clubs, to the coaching centers, to the academies, but that we don't have right now. I get calls from parents, where we are going to send him. So I've got no answer for them. There are hardly any coaching centers in Guwahati. I'm talking about Guwahati. There is hardly any coaching centers. And history says, Guwahati has produced most numbers of players, successful players. And see the pathetic condition of Guwahati. There is no cricket happening. There are only one or two.
On that note, Zakaria Zafri, has the ACA ever invited? I'm not questioning the retired players, the senior players, the veteran players of Assam. They are all good, but then people need names. People need heroes. People want to sound good. Like we had the likes of Bishan Singh Bedi, running his coaching camps in Mumbai, players from Northeast, even Jason Lamare, a former Ranji player, he went there, Mark Inti, all trained at the Bishan Singh Bedi. So have we ever tried getting big names to Assam, come and open their camps here, their academies here, probably just to give a boost? Because I'm not at all questioning the talent available here, the expertise, the experience available here, but then people need a name, a former player, a former test cricketer, an international cap.
From early days, lot of Guwahati Cricket Coaching Center has conducted camps, and lot of cricketers like Sadanand Vishwanath, for example, has come to train. But off late, because of this, the ground unavailability of the ground, that is the main problem. Just go to Nehru Stadium. We don't have any facilities nowadays, because just for the SAF game, you have created havoc over there. And Nehru Stadium is centrally located in one place where almost 2,000 kids goes. Not only cricket, I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Every. But if you close the stadium for 6 months, where the kids will go? That is the main thing. That's why the government should also come out. You can't blame only ACA, or you can't blame only the individual who is running the academies or coaching centers. What will the private academy will do if it's locked down by the government?
But then, Kausav, that's a challenge most Indian cities are facing today. It's not the case unique to Guwahati. Be it anywhere in the country, where people are jostling for space. There are no open spaces
left. Not exactly. Because I've been to some of the, cricketing hubs, and I've just seen the amount of, practice grounds that they have. So it's not only about the ACA. The government also should step in as far as grounds are concerned in Guwahati. Just look at the Judges Field. Just look at the Khanapara ground. They're in completely unplayable conditions. And right at the moment, if you just take a look into the Nehru Stadium, which is a historic ground, which hosted 16 ODIs, today it has been turned into a football ground, and it is not even suitable for a football.
It's not even a football ground
because the spectators can't, view, can get a clear view of what's happening. The galleries are too far away, so the government need to, just plan it out. first of all, they need a clear-cut plan, what they're planning to do. Just for the sake of, turning Guwahati into a, sports capital of India. That is...
But then the government, of course, is doing its bit as many believe, as per the limitations. They're getting matches here. I mean, on their own, they're doing a lot. But then again, we have to look outside. We have to look outside Guwahati. It's time we look out. Everything cannot be located centrally in the city. That's the approach should be. Is the ACA, of course, you just informed me about some infrastructures. Outside Guwahati, of course, there are open spaces, suburbs. Is the ACA looking to expand?
Yeah.
And how are you treating your youngsters? What is the plan? What is the schedule? What is the chart going forward? So that they can match up to the professional levels of any other Ranji team in the
last
nation.
year, we had an academy under the guidance of level 3 coach of NCA, Venkatram. And due to some reason, he has to leave this year. And Mr. Subhajit Saika is also a level 2 coach. He's leading the academy now. So I think ACA has done some sort of things of holding a camps and all. But the thing is that when the player comes to ACA, you can't make him hold the bat. He has to play something and come to that academy, and that is why you need those academies or coaching center to nurture the player.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a very valid point made there by Zakaria Zafri. Coming back to Shillong now, Mr. Bhattacharjee. Shillong, of course, too faces a dearth of facilities as far as playing cricket is concerned. Would you agree?
I totally agree, but I've just referred to the gentleman who had mentioned regarding the funds. You see, the 6 NADP states received no funds from BCCI, whereas most of the 2 other states has received. One of the state, I believe, got a fixed deposit in excess of 200 crores. So it is not only money. It is how we get the land, how the government comes forward. And it is now only, I'll give you an example. I was the one who mooted the idea of indoor practice facilities because we have high rainfall.
Absolutely.
And during
I was coming
Mr.
to that.
Anurag Thakur's time, it was approved. And in the working committee, we got it approved. And being the coordinating member of NADP committee, we got it done for Shillong and Nagaland to start with. You'll be surprised to know that till today, in spite of submitting all documents, drawing, etc., the things have not happened. Now, once Mr. Justice Lodha announced that we'll be full members, everyone has become our benefactor, at least verbally. Everyone feels for us today. No, we are with you. Why? I am a very candid, straightforward man because it ultimately boiled down to votes. We have 6 votes with us. And unless we get into the management, today everyone is in love with us. But till Justice Lodha's came, everyone opposed us. So we had to unite. I took the lead and united all 6 of our states. And today we have succeeded.
So do you hope that things are going to improve now as far as infrastructure is concerned? At least in a limited way, the basic facilities would be in place?
Definitely. It has already started, Mr. Nabarun. The BCCI is helping us with all resources, if not directly, because until we adopt the new constitution, where many of us may not be there, but I am happy that if we can go to the management of BCCI, the 6 states can develop. And as far as the funding, the sources coming, they are paying directly. They will be paying for our coaches, for our support staff, for our ground development. BCCI is doing the CEO and the COA. They are very, and in fact, we should be grateful to the Committee of Administrators for bestowing on us the full membership. Playing Ranji is one thing and becoming full member is another thing. They are 2 different things. So we have become now full members, part of the team, part of the management. Now things will definitely improve. And it has already started.
And digressing a bit from the infrastructure bit, Mr. Bhattacharjee, do you feel Meghalaya, with its craze and popularity for football, will be able to produce enough players to fill the bench, to fill the squad of 16 or 21 or 15? I would like if you be honest about it.
You see, there is no magic wand, Aladdin's lamp. So it will take time. But I'm telling you, because now the players, the youngsters, they see a hope, a ray of hope with all the money which cricket gives. Because earlier it was what next? You play Shillong League, after that what do you do? Even after Meghalaya became a state, we had very, very good players who should have been included in the Assam team, but they not got included because they were from a different state. Although Shillong Cricket Association was represented, it's not only Ma King T, the only player, but before 1972 creation of Meghalaya, you'll see 7 to 8 players used to represent Assam in the Ranji Trophy, and there are so many names which I can reel out. So there is a hope. Our women's, our girls team, our boys can be brought into the ground, but again, space is a major constraint. If space in a flat area like Guwahati is a constraint, so you can well imagine in a hill state like Shillong or Mizoram, or for that matter Sikkim or Arunachal, it is a major challenge, no doubt. But we are trying to take even the small. We don't need huge grounds. We need a good outfield.
And do you expect a bit of hand holding from the ACA, the big brother here, who has been in the business for long now, for decades now? Do you expect any hand holding from the ACA coordination corporation, which might augur well for the young boys, young lads from Meghalaya? Very quickly.
Yeah, definitely. I've been in touch with the Secretary Assam Cricket Association. As I told you, besides our own very close personal relationship, as I told you, today our teams are practicing, selection is going on in Barsapara, which you cannot imagine 3 years earlier, where our players used to be thrown out. I'm being very candid, and Mr. Pradeep Borgohain is doing a great job, I must say it.
Well, Zakaria Zafri, good signs, but it would be beneficial for Assam cricket as well to do a bit of hand-holding to the smaller states. You know, Assam has a bigger role to play in the northeast as far as development of cricket is concerned, and it only adds to the value of the existing veterans in Assam. Don't you think so?
Assam is playing a big sister role now. As Nobada has said, their selection is going on Barsapara. For Arunachal Pradesh, ACA has handed over the Lakhimpur ground. For Sikkim, they have given Gwalpara ground. So they are playing. We are actually playing a big sister role for them, and that is very fortunate to have this.
Does it not also, Shovik, opens a window of opportunity for the senior veteran players from Assam, from the state, you know, to go mentor these boys? Of course, from coordination, if they are okay with it, if they welcome the move, and to have a region-wide, you know, plan for the development of the game.
Yeah, it's opportunity for everyone, like for the cricketers, for
the NADP states to get professionals from outside the northeast, that will include more expenses rather than get the expertise from Assam.
Yeah, true. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's opportunity for everyone, for the support staff, for coaches like us. If we just can do good, you can just go anywhere. It's all about professionalism. Even for the cricketers, if they do good here, they can be well paid by them.
Kausav, within how much time can we see some real effect of this NADP states getting a chance to play in the Ranji? As far as the popularity of the game among the masses is concerned, how much time it might require for even the people to notice that a team from our state is playing at the national level?
I think, you know, it's going to take some time at least. Some time, as in the sense, like, I cannot just say at this point in time that it will take around 5 years to 10 years or something like that. And the performances of the players also will play a big role in, you know, the people accepting the sport as a whole. And as far as Meghalaya is concerned, I believe there have been, you know, players who have made a mark. And yeah, I think with time, and the BCCI is also, you know, putting in a lot of effort in order to.
Yeah. Not only Meghalaya, about Ma King T, and there are players from Nagaland also. Mr. Hokkaido was there in the first IPL. franchisee in Kolkata. Then there's a guy who is Jonathan. He's a current Ranji player for Indian Railways, and he is the highest paid player in the Karnataka Premier League. So there are a lot of good player in Northeast.
Okay, I am really falling short of time, Zakaria Zafri. What is the way forward for Assam cricket, Northeast cricket, very quickly in 2 lines? Sum it up for us.
Development of infrastructure immediately, and give more opportunity to local players.
Shovik.
Yeah, as Jakarta said, infrastructure development, and grassroots cricket from school level to college level, club, coaching centers, all needs to push players.
Kausav.
Professional setup.
Professional setup. Okay.
And infrastructure, obviously.
Professional setup, infrastructure going forward. Nava Bhattacharjee, if you can hear us, last words from you. What is the way forward for the NADP states from here on? Very quickly, we're running out of time.
Grassroots, school level cricket right from the age of 8 years and spread out. It should not be capital specific. It should prove out to the rural areas where the response, I'm telling you, will be much better. And local borrowed feathers may shine for some time, but we need to build maybe 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, so that after 40 years, we don't say that we have not produced a national player, and it has to come from within the state.
Well, the game has to develop from within. That's what Zakaria Zafri here also believes. Assam, of course, playing without players from outside now. So one thing is certain, efforts are being made to take the game forward. Of course, there will be infrastructural challenges. We cannot deny that. But under the circumstances, the associations, the government are trying to do all they can to make the game shine. And not to forget the new entrants to the Ranji. Let's wish them luck, and let's hope that the game really takes the center stage alongside football in the region. On this note, we take your leave today. Do join us for another episode of Beyond the Bites at the same time next week. Till then, stay well. Take care.